It seems foolish, but at the same time, this breaking story reminds us that Donald J. Trump and paradoxical absurdity just go hand in hand with another day that ends in Y. In this breaking story, which I'll tell you about in a few seconds, straight from ground zero in the Hurricane Helene recovery, you just will not believe what Donald J. Trump tends to want to focus on, because just a few weeks ago, what was happening in North Carolina and Hurricane Helene? This was.
It's easy to get caught up in the spectacle, the wind, the wreckage, the waves, the raw power of a storm like Hurricane Helene. But when all we see is destruction,
I mean, these are all just family photos.
we miss the real story.
Donald Trump landed in storm-ravaged Georgia today and almost immediately began lying about the federal government's response to Hurricane Helene, the deadliest storm to hit the United States mainland since Hurricane Katrina. As the Southeast is still reeling from the deaths of 218 people at least and immeasurable destruction, the former president falsely claimed there isn't enough money for hurricane relief.
And when you look at that devastation, you have to also remember that Trump was espousing BS about the government and support and FEMA workers to the point that you had the following two things actually happening with Trump's lies. Unbelievable. And I'm going to show you the breaking story related to this that's absurd in just a couple of seconds. But take a listen at this.
It's been a terrible response from the White House. They're missing $1 billion that was used for another purpose.
In an email to his constituents yesterday, Congressman Edwards, who represents Western North Carolina ravaged by the flooding after Helene, wrote this, quote, "These conspiracy theories, while certainly frustrating, have done more harm than most people may realize. The spreading of falsehoods has diverted state, local, and federal resources from helping NC-11, his district, recover toward refuting hearsay and repeatedly trying to set the record straight."
My father-in-law lives just outside of Asheville, North Carolina, and he was badly damaged by Hurricane Helene. And he has refused all FEMA help because he's a hardcore Trumper. And he literally believes that if he accepts anything from FEMA, they're going to take his house. I don't understand how so many people are under the spell of this freaking con man. I don't understand it.
And then what does deranged Donald do? He goes to Philly and serves French fries at McDonald's.
We got the salt on it. Never touches the human hand.
Very good.
Nice and full.
Thank you.
So this is compliments of me, okay?
All right.
You go have a good time. Don't eat too much.
Then flies down to ground zero in this breaking story where Hurricane Helene has just destroyed the area, and stands there and actually accepts and honored to from his supporters this particular breaking story, which just renders paradoxical absurdity to the nth degree about this man. Take a watch.
Offered because, you know, I also own McDonald's restaurants. I know that you perfected your skills behind the counter a day or so ago, and it was my honor to present President Trump with the French fry certification pin. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
That's really nice.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is a guy who somehow has hoodwinked people to giving him their Purple Heart, and he makes a joke. A guy who's honored to get a French fry certification, standing in front of the hellish destruction that he recently touted as not being serviced by the government, to the point that people were threatened by U.S. citizens who were armed over FEMA lies. This is a man that we cannot possibly have for 4 years heading this country again, because he is a walking disaster on any given day. So please, make sure you vote Harris Walz, share this around, and do what Obama said. Don't boo, vote.